Hello, welcome back. Welcome to my deep fried, frozen, fresh wedges. Alrighty, so with what's going on at the moment, I thought it might be really cool to do a couple of spud things that I do. So if your spuds are near the end of their life and you want to use them all up, or you can get them really cheap, you know, they're on special for $1 a kilo or something stupid, or $1 a bag, and you want to be able to use them all up, I'm going to show you a way to make wedges where we can freeze them. So I mean, at the moment you buy those little bags of frozen wedges, they're like $4.50, and there's like a handful in there. It's crazy. But we're going to make them ourselves. It's going to be heaps cheaper. We can freeze them all up, and then when we don't have potatoes, or potatoes cost too much, you can put them out of the freezer and boom. And then after this one, I'm going to do frozen roast potatoes. So what I normally do is once every couple of months is I'll spend a whole day on spuds when I get them cheap. And I'll do a heap of frozen wedges and a heap of frozen roast potatoes. And you don't have to peel or make anything for months. It's awesome. You just pull them out. So if you're having a lazy night, throw a chook in, your spuds are already done. All you do is chuck them in and cook them. It's awesome. Alright, blah blah blah, let's go. So for this one you need roughly 5 large ones. I would class that as a large spud. I've only got a few small, medium to large, so I've got 6 here. Right, 6 spuds here. Alright, roughly that much, okay? We want a big handful of spuds. Alright, so the first thing we do is get ourselves a knife. Cut all the little, these things here, like your little roots that are starting to grow on that. Just cut all that stuff off. Don't be afraid to use them. You don't need to throw it out because it's got that stuff on it. It's crazy. So just cut all those off. Cut any, you know, imperfections off them or whatever. Cut them out. Once you've done that, you don't need to peel them. I'll just do it on this one. Clean this one up. Alright. Move them out of the way. Get our bits out of the way. Cut them into wedges. Straight down the long ways. Halve them again, depending on how big you want your wedges. I mean, I love massive wedges, but not quite that massive. So I'll go again half. So into the middle of that and then go into the point. And you've got some awesome sized wedges. I'm just lucky that these ones happen to be long potatoes. You get your round potatoes, just try and get them all roughly the same thickness. That's all you need. Alright, cut them into a bowl. Once they're done, set them aside for a minute. Alright, get yourself out a little jug. Get 2 eggs, whisk them up. Get 2 cups of milk and pour it in there. Whisk it up. Grab your bowl of spuds. Pour it all over the top. Give it a good whisk. Alright, we want to leave them sitting, soaking in that while we get our flour mix ready. Alright, we'll grab another large bowl. First thing we want to do is put 2 cups of plain flour in there. And we need 4 tablespoons of seasoned oil, seasoned salt, or seasoned oil. They're both calling it both this. Alright, 4 tablespoons. I'll just call it seasonal. 4 tablespoons. 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper. 1 teaspoon of paprika. 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. Mix it in really, really well and then set it aside. Alright, because we're doing frozen and we're doing fresh ones, for the fresh ones, I'm going to do a dipping sauce. Now, I always use sweet chili sauce. Now, this one I get from the Asian section in your grocery store. But if you go to where your tomato sauce and barbecue sauce is, you also find sweet chili sauce in that section too, okay? So, you just got to stuff around them until you find one you like. Now, we'll just get a spoon. So what I'm going to do is little single dip things, because you know everyone here is just double dips, they're off your head. So we'll do little ones. So you can do this in a really big one or little one. So I've got sour cream, and I'm just going to do a few in the middle, because we're going to leave these sit out so it'll go softer to dip. One more on top. Let's see if you can see it from there. Like so. And then we get our sweet chili sauce. Shake her up. Open it. And we're going to pour it over the top. Like so. And now I'm just going to wrap them in Glad Wrap and sit them aside, and they're ready to go when our wedges are. Yum! Now I've just done it with my hands. Just get your hands in and just mix them up again so they're all moist again with that milk, the potatoes. Set them aside. Alright, now I'm going to get the deep fryer out with 2 litres canola oil and get it hot. I'm also going to grab out a plate. I'm going to put some paper on it, grease paper, what do you call it? You know, this stuff. Put some of that on it, get my tongs ready. Alright, and we're going to cook the whole lot. Okay, deep fryer's hot. So what we're going to do now, so we're going to get our stuff, get a spud out from the bottom that's been in the milk, shake it. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, in it goes. A little bit on your fingers, that way you're not going to wreck them. Bang it on the side and straight into the fryer. Once it's hot enough, put your first lot in. Alright, time it for exactly 3.5 minutes. Don't overcrowd them. 3.5 minutes later, take it out, next lot, and just keep going and going. I just wanted to show you what they look like when the first half's done. 3.5 minutes later, check these babies out, eh? It smells awesome in here. Alright, that is roughly $1 of spuds. How can you go wrong? Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to freeze half and I'm going to cook the other half. Alright, so the ones I've got to freeze, I've got them in a tray with some grease-proof paper. I've set them all in there as best I could. Now as soon as they've cooled right down to completely cold, we're going to put them in the freezer like that. Do not cover them, put them in the freezer like that. About 3 hours later when they're frozen, we can bag them up and just keep going and keep freezing. Now for the rest that I'm going to cook fresh today, I'm going to leave them sitting there now until they've completely gone cold on the bench. As soon as they've completely gone cold on the bench, fire up your deep fry oil again. Deep fry them. There you have it, my friends. 5 minutes later and we've got ourselves some wedges. Oi, have an awesome day. Thanks heaps for watching. Now if you're going to do them from frozen, cook them from frozen and they usually take an extra minute. See ya.